Where's Nina at? Nina ain't here. Got something to tell her. Guys, y'all make sure y'all send out the live to like people y'all know that want to be here for sure. Like Nina.
I'm sure that.
And Jennifer, amazing. Well, today, 100%, it is a Grit Mastery family. So we are talking about life today. That's what we're talking about. Amazing came up last week and the trajectory of the live was deflected, but that happens every once in a while. No big deal. But today we're definitely talking about, more than likely, we're going to talk about discussing money to your kids. So if anybody's got any funny stories, it's starting to come down harder and harder. If anybody's got any funny stories about your kids regarding money, right now, D-Scaled wants to hear about it. Because I'm telling you, they happen. 100% they happen. You know how I know? Because I used to be a kid.
I do. Well, you know I always got something to say.
Well, that's all right. That's all right. That's okay.
Okay. Okay, so funny story. Okay, so right. You know.
Give us age. Give us age here.
Oh, right now, my daughter.
Or the age of the story, how old they were or whatever.
Oh, my gosh. At least 20 years. 20 years ago. Because I go with my oldest because she's 28. Okay, so my age ranges are 28 now, 24, and 20.
All right.
So now, back then, I wasn't blessed to have this good job that I have now. So, as we used to
because
say,
now Donald Trump is president.
God, no. Respectfully.
Go ahead.
But I wasn't in this stage of life that I'm in right now.
Yeah.
Okay. So money was funny back then, as we used to say. And now that I'm able, now basically, as all parents say, now I have McDonald's money. Okay.
That's right.
So now I have a grandbaby.
Oh, okay.
So anything she wants, she gets. Okay.
no matter what.
Call me and Grandma, I want this off of Amazon. Okay. Grandma, can I use our credit card to purchase this?
Yeah.
Grandma, can I do this? And
our
I'm like,
credit.
absolutely.
Hold on a second. That's what she says. It's our credit card.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And my daughters become upset. Now, one of my daughters, you probably heard this, Trot. If not, people in the audience probably have. My youngest, my middle child, she's still finding her way. So she still come to me sometimes. Okay. The oldest one got everything on point. My baby, that's the one I never had to worry about. Junior in college, but she sent me a request for school clothes, mind you, and she's 20 years old and she has a job. Okay. But the funny story is this. I bought my grandbaby a kitchen for Christmas. And it was like $300. It looked like a kitchen that you would put in your own house.
Yeah.
You know, with everything. It had the little island that went to it and all of that. Do you know that my daughters were just like, how come she has this wooden one that requires you have to put it together, and ours, it was just a snap and it was plastic. And I'm thinking, well, because I had plastic money back then.
Yeah. Now, I didn't have wood. I didn't have wood money.
I didn't have wood money.
I got wood money now. Yeah.
I got wood money right now. But and her Christmas for her was beautiful. And my kids got what? Some lip gloss. They got makeup.
Sounds like they got jealous.
Absolutely. I almost said another word. Absolutely. They did. And my grandbaby, she flaunts it. And then anytime her mother tells her no, call my grandma. Call grandma. She'll get it for me. And I love it. And I love it. And sometimes it rubs my daughter the wrong way. But I have to remember, I have to remind her, that when I didn't have it, she would call my mom or my sister and they would get it for her. So I have to reassure her that I'm not trying to undermine you in that aspect. I hope you see it as me trying to help you to alleviate, because when I didn't have it, I asked grandma, I asked granny and your aunt, and they had it because you needed it. Now, she doesn't need these things. It's a want. And this little girl's been through a lot. Her father passed away and we're a family. Yeah. So we come together as a unit. But it still rubs in the wrong way, even though the sentiment is there, and knowing that she just rubs it in my daughter's face.
Well, I mean,
because she's 6, you know what I mean? She's 6.
Yeah. So I my wife, when she was, a baby, like, let me see, they start when they start talking about 6 months. How long it take them for to start talking?
It all depends. 1.5. A full 2. Sentence is 3.
Yeah.
A full complete sentence is 3.
Well, I know for a fact when she was around 3 or 4. So I know it was before kindergarten. Okay. Her mom would make food, and there ain't nothing wrong with it. It's homemade food. But if she wasn't feeling it, she would call Papa and be like, "Papa, I'm hungry." And he's like, "Oh, y'all didn't eat?" She said, "No, we didn't eat." She's like, "Well, what do you want?" She's like, "Oh, well, Whataburger." So he'd show up with Whataburger, and of course, her mom's like, "What are you doing here with Whataburger?" So, well, she said she didn't eat. The kitchen full of food, bro. She just made a bunch of food, but she didn't want that. She wanted Whataburger. So.
Absolutely.
So for years,
I was telling the sisters, and because we have our own sister chat, and I was telling them that I had my grandbaby, and I told her, I said, "Well, we can go out to eat." She goes, "No, Grandma, you can cook at home." I said, "Well, I didn't go to the grocery store." She goes, "I don't have to eat cooked food from the house." I said, "No." Well, then, Grandma, I want to go to Chick-fil-A. I want some fruit. I want this. I want that. And we were just all around town. So yes. But I get where your wife is coming from, and I get her story.
I'm talking from age 3, 4, again, before kindergarten. So we'll just say 4. So from 4 to like 24. I'm not even kidding. So from 4 to 24. So for 20 years, it was Grandma, Papa, Grandma, Papa. It was constant. It was nonstop. So I didn't feel the wrath of it until after we got married. And, obviously she was older than 24 when we got married, but, Papa will show up at the house. He'll be outside fixing something. And I'm like, hey, I was like, what are you doing? And he's like, "Oh, well, I'm fixing this, this thing right here." And I was like, didn't know it was broke. I said, "Let me see." So I'm looking at it and I'm like, "Man, that's what you're fixing. Like, that wasn't broke yesterday. Like, when did that get broke?" So she basically broke something that was outside. And instead of telling me, she just called Papa to come fix it. So I don't have to be told, right? So, a few months later, he's at the house again, working. He's doing work. And I'm like, "Hey, what are you doing here?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm just, whatever it is." And I'm like, "Oh, well, I normally do that." No, it's okay. I got it. I'm like, So I call old wife up, say, why's Papa over here doing this? Oh, I called him because I know you got to do the range thing and you got a lot going on today. So I called him and I said, would you stop using your Papa as a freaking slave? I said, can you leave him alone? I said, those things will get done. It's just I'm not going to be able to do it today. No, it's okay. It's okay. It is going to get done today because Papa's going to do it. So, again, we're talking about money and finances, really towards kids, but towards how it could eventually catch up in your adulthood if you took advantage of not really understanding the significance of the dollar or, it's just, it was always so easy to call someone to come do something. So now we're just going to continue to call them, over and over and over, regardless if we're adults, we're just going to continue to call them. And those things can, those things can cause hindrances. Now, again, that was years ago when she did that. She doesn't do that anymore because I finally had to sit her down and be like, hey, we can't be calling him. She's like, well, yeah, sure we can. I'm like, no, no, we can't. I said, we'll call him if there's something that like maybe we don't understand and we need his help. But if we don't really need his help, we don't just call people and she's like, no, but it's okay. He's Papa. Like, yeah, I get that, but we're going to stop doing that. So it took about a year for her to stop doing that, but it doesn't mean it went down to a zero. It went from 5 times a month to 1 time a month now. So now 1 time a month, she gets a hold of him for nothing, and he'll go do what it is that. But he'll go do whatever it is that she wants him to do. And, like I said, it's once a month. So, Nina, you there? Oh, man. So guess what happened yesterday? So I'm outside and I'm working, like the man that I am. And I'm like, man, it's hot, like real hot, And as soon as I was thinking about going into the house, my phone's ringing. I'm walking back. I'm at the back of the property. I'm walking back, and I answer it, and I said, "What? It's the old heifer." She's like, "The AC's broke." I said, "Well," I said, "Did you run through all the little ins and outs?" She's like, "Yep." I said, "I'll be there in a minute." So I walk in here, and when you got a problem, with the AC, best thing to do is just turn it off. Just turn it off. Give it about 15, 20 minutes. Turn it back on. And when that thing clicks on, that fan is supposed to click on immediately or within 5 seconds. Like that sucker's supposed to click, start spinning. Well, guess what? So it didn't spin. I said, oh, shoot. So I go outside, I'm listening, and it's going, like it's just going to burn out that motor, right, if you leave it on. So I cut it off. I said, all right, we're going to try one more time. Now, mind you, it's 100 degrees outside, and it's only been off for 5 minutes, and it's already 75 degrees in the house.
101.
Oh, yeah. So I'm like, all right, let's try it again. We tried again, 15, 20 minutes later, click it on. Fan's not spinning. I said, turn it off. I said, look, let me go finish what I'm doing outside. It's only going to take another 15, 20 minutes, and I'll call someone to come out here. And she's like, oh, don't worry. Papa's already sent someone. So, listen, she called Papa before she called me. Okay? Now, you got to understand, I'm from it's this the way of life out here. It's not a big deal. You just kind of, you got to get your, again, if you got a mama's boy, you know, I feel sorry for you. If you got, you know, Pawpaw's little girl, you know, feel sorry for the guy a little bit, because it's going to take a few years for her to, you know, for her to get beyond that. But it is what it is. So I said, oh, okay. So literally within 30 minutes or so, somebody shows up, and I want to say, no, not 30 minutes, probably an hour. I'm sorry. It probably took about an hour. So we were without AC for a few hours, like 3 for sure, I think. And it went from, and the temperature in our house is normally 70, like 69, 70. I leave it there. I don't care. But there was a part, I know last time the guys came, it would get hot, man, in the podcast room. And it was because the condenser thing was pretty much done. Well, it broke, like it went out yesterday. So, and those things ain't very expensive. You know, they're like maybe $300, something like that. But, you know, when you call the AC people to come out, you better look at spending $500 to $1,000, period. Because 90% of them are going to charge you a call out fee. They're going to charge all the fees. And they know people are going to pay for it because they want their AC fixed. So they're 100% going to add a little bit here and a little bit there and all these things. But now if it was going to be a fan, those fans are $500 easy. So that would have been $1,200 to $1,500 total. So a guy came out here and he's like, let me check your condenser thing. Sure enough, he takes the old one off, puts a new one. That sucker cranked up like nothing. And when he was done fixing it, it was 91 degrees in the house. We're talking less than 4 hours. It went from 70 to 91. And I was like, whoa, it's going to be a hot one today. And I was like, I sent a message to Dre. I was like, Bubba, I'm going in the pool until it's like 9 o'clock. I ain't going in there. And it's basically a degree an hour. So every hour, you know, pretty much you get a degree cooler. And I want to say it took almost to midnight for the house to be 70 degrees again. And I want to say the AC went out around 2 or something.
It took 36 hours to get us back down to 70.
36
hours.
Man, that's crazy. It took us, let me see, 2.
Well, we were 5 days of this thing, so.
Oh, so everything was hot. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, obviously. Yeah, everything was 100.
And then when I brought up to him the hotel thing, he was like, well, we didn't discuss that.
Yeah, man.
I don't care. I had 3 kids in this house.
Yeah, we didn't discuss that. Well, you don't have to discuss it. Like, what is he going to do? He's basically telling you he was going to disagree with you. Like, if you're like, hey, like if he's going to be like, oh, well, I disagree. Oh, so you were going to disagree.
No, he was essentially saying, we did not talk about you being reimbursed for going to a hotel. Mm-hmm. But what he did was go back and search Florida law, figure out the percentage of this $4,000 rent, and realize that my little amount I was asking for was non-comparable. And then he agreed.
Yeah.
I took notes from Dre on how to be a lawyer on that one.
That's right. You all that. You listen. You go to the law, and folks shake, boy. They shaking their boots. I remember when I was I was in Florida during Wilma and Floyd, both of them. At that time, I was still living in Florida, and the power went out for like 14 days. No water and no power for 14 days with 2 little ones. Junior was like 2 years old, and Tamara was like a year old, and they were still on milk. Oh, buddy, that was a miserable time for me, boy.
That sounds like it.
Oh, bro, it was not fun. Little ones struggle. If it was just me by myself, it would have been no big deal. But I literally laid out, at that time we were living in an apartment. We had a condo. I literally laid out blankets on the balcony, and I slept on that balcony. in my boxer shorts. You hear me? That's why I slept for 2 weeks.
And it was hot. And it was hot outside.
It was still hot.
It's still hot.
It was still hot.
Hey, Dre. Hey, that video you put up about the 1% Marine. You see my comment?
No, I haven't seen it. No. I can only imagine. I'm gonna delete your comment right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna go put another one from another account. I'm gonna make a fake account, put it in there. I was waiting. I was like, oh man, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna put it in there anyway. See what he says. Yeah, I put it in there probably, I don't know, a couple hours ago, I think. Yeah, so we're talking about, so this is a Grit Mastery family. We're talking about kids and money, and not just only when they're little, but how those things can affect them when they get older based on what they see money, how they see it, how it's accumulated, where you get it from, even though they may know, yeah, mommy, daddy goes to work, they bring money buys stuff. That still doesn't teach them the significance or value of money yet. It's a start, but you want to start. At the young, I don't care, age 3, for God's sakes. You want them to start understanding. In order to get something, you have to give something. You don't allow your kids to grow up thinking that welfare is life. Don't do that to your kids. I'm telling you, you're hurting your kids. Why I can't repost the live? What do you mean? What's she talking about, Dre?
I don't know, because I can repost it.
What is that? What do you mean repost it?
Like share the live, I think she means.
Oh, but is that what you're saying? Yes, it doesn't allow me. Are you talking about to share the live, Saba? To share it?
If you click Trot's face and hold your finger on his face after his comment, put your finger on his face and just hold it there, and then hit share.
It doesn't allow me. God bless you, brother. And it doesn't allow me to repost. I don't know why. It says couldn't repost.
Maybe you should just drop and close the app and come back.
All right, I'll try that.
Or see, hey, check to see if you updated it, because there was an update a few days ago again.
Oh, okay. Let me check now.
Maybe, yeah.
Hey, let me tell you this story. So I was at the PX with Levi, right?
When?
My youngest.
When?
Last week sometime.
Okay.
Levi's 7 years old, for context, for you guys that don't know. We were walking around, 7 years old, right? And he put $1.50 something in his pocket from his piggy bank. We're walking around the PX and he sees this toy. He's like, yo, I like this toy. I said, oh yeah? I said, you gonna buy it? He says, yeah. So we count his money. The toy is $11.99. You have $1.50, sir. So I explained to him, kid math. I was like, okay, listen, you need 10 more of these. And you know how you get these? By working on the farm. You get 5 of these for every hour that you help mom around picking flowers or picking fruits and chickens. And if you come to do cars with me and wash the cars, you get 5 more of these. I was like, well, you're short 10. And he thought I was going to front him $9. Of course I have $9 in my pocket.
Hold on. How did he word that?
Well, he was like, well, you have money. I said, I know. I have money. You don't. So, but normally, normally parents would just fall for that and feel bad. And yeah, I mean, granted, I want to buy them the toy. In my heart of hearts, why wouldn't you want to buy them anything that they want? But it's not going to be beneficial to them in the long run. So he cried. He got his little tears. He didn't cry, act a fool, crawl on the ground, nothing like that. But his countenance dropped.
Yeah,
okay,
his countenance dropped. Yeah,
his countenance dropped.
He turned aside away from father.
100%.
Right.
100%. He put his money down on the floor and he started walking. He left his money. I said, well, look, I found $1.50. Oh my gosh. I said, now I only need 10 more of these to get my toy.
Yeah.
Right? So I put it in my pocket, but it taught them a lesson. You got to teach these kids a lesson at a very young age. You don't just get what you want, bro. That's not how that works. I make my son work. He's 7 years old. Even when we're taking groceries out the car, he's obviously not strong enough to carry the big heavy bags. But guess what, bro? You can carry the bread. You can carry the eggs. You can carry the chip bag. You got to do something. And a lot of times parents don't do this with their kids at a young age. And then when they're teenagers, you say, these teenagers are lazy. No, your teenager is lazy because you raised them to be lazy. Now you want to make a change, but you should have really been putting it down on them at a very young age so that they're not lazy. And that's one of the things I pride myself with my kids, especially Junior, the older one. Every time he would go to a basketball tournament, the coaches, the moms would come back and be like, your son is the most helpful kid. He gets out the car. He waits for everybody to get out. He says, can I help you with anything? He holds doors open. And I was like, yeah, I'm raising a man, not a boy. At that age, at 16 years old, you should be helping. Why is there a 10-man basketball team and these guys are not helping, saying, hey, what can I carry? Because you've been raised by a loser. I'm sorry. I said it.
Yeah. You got to get rid of the loser mentality, okay? Everybody has to identify the loser in you. It's there, and your job is to find it and tell that loser to shut up, and we ain't doing things that way. So when we say things like, your kid acts like this is because you're a loser, we're talking about that part of you that everybody has, and you have to check it. You have to. The one that is lazy, doesn't want to do anything, always complains, always telling you when you need a break. Hey, you know what? You need a break. Hey, you know what? Let's go sit down. Hey, you can watch TikTok for 5 minutes before we do this. Hey, you know what? You have to learn how to tell the loser that, listen, binge watching the loser in your life, okay? You got to be able to tell the loser, hey, loser, listen, there's too many people around. We can't binge in loserness today, okay? But when we get to the house, after everything's done, I will give in to your every demand, loser, and we will do nothing. We will be a couch potato for 5 hours, and we'll lie to people and say that we were doing work outside the yard. Okay, I'm talking to that thing. You can't let that run everything in your life. You can't let it happen. First off, there ain't nothing wrong with buying your kids stuff and giving in to them every once in a while. But the problem is when they believe that's a lifestyle, it becomes an issue. That's an issue now, right? It can't be a lifestyle. Like when Misunderstood came up here and she has a grandbaby and she's buying her, I think she said either birthday or Christmas. Either way, it was a gift. She can give her gifts all the heck she wants, regardless if it makes her actual kids jealous or not, because they're gifts. So there ain't nothing wrong with the kid understanding again, in America, right? We play the whole Santa Claus. First of all, you need to tell your kid all that's fake. Your kid needs to know that this is fake, but we play this. It's just a game we play on Christmas. You don't tell your kid it's real. And then, there's a man that goes through the chimney. I mean, what? No, there's no man that goes in the chimney, dude. Stop lying to your kids. Okay. I understand the game. I get it. Right. I get it. But do yourself a favor and tell your kid that it's a game. Listen, there's a man at night. He comes down the chimney. Does it really happen? No, it really doesn't happen. Okay. But everybody plays the game. So you need to act like it's real. Okay. All right. Eventually your kids are gonna be like, this is stupid. Why are we acting like it's real if it's not real? Wow, imagine that. They're 8. They're 8. Say, I don't know. Just, you know what? Next time y'all play lava floor and y'all are hopping from couch to couch, I'm gonna say, this is stupid. Why y'all? I don't see no lava here. And just play the same thing back. Say, y'all know how to fake it? Well, let's fake this game too. But don't tell them it's real, for God's sakes. But
I have something really funny so I can drop down.
Yeah.
Okay, so you mentioning Santa Claus. Okay, so a lot of y'all don't know, but some of you guys do. So I used to live in East Oakland. Okay, and that's an area where kids don't really know about Santa Claus. But her father's family would tell her Santa Claus is real. So she asked me one year. It was a school project. And she was like, Mama, these kids think that Santa Claus is real. I was like, well, you can't say anything. She goes, Mama, we live in East Oakland. And I say this respectfully to my non-melanated people in our life. There is no white teen man who's going to come into our house, break through the window and bring presents. He will be unalive. That's not happening in East Oakland, Mama. And I was like, you can't tell kids that. But Mama, it's the truth. Look, the police, they drive around all the time. How's one of somebody with a bag come into the house? She was,
Yeah.
and she told the kids in the apartment complex we were living at, and the parents came to the door, and I told her dad, I said, "You handle that. I'm not telling these parents anything of that nature. You talk to them how we tell our daughter the truth, but give her the understanding that other parents may not do that."
Yeah. You know, you don't, and at the same time, you don't have to ghetto-fy it, right? You don't have to say, ain't no white man gonna come in here. No, look, there ain't no man, period, okay, that can stick his, especially, first of all, Santa Claus is supposed to be fat. Okay, so there ain't no big fat man.
But Troy, you have to understand the time frame that was in. That was back in the 90s where people were breaking into houses and people were being unalive. So for her, that was her reality.
Yeah, well, I understand that, but Santa Claus is not about anybody's culture. It's just a fat man that goes into a chimney to give gifts. Like, I don't have to use my reality to prove that it's fake. I could just say no man goes in chimneys in nobody's house. You know what I mean? Now, again, it's not like you're lying. You're trying to like logically explain to them. Do you really think a white man in our neighborhood is going to be breaking in? People are going to unalive them. I get it. But what I'm saying is, it's not wrong just to get straight to the jugular. And the facts are no man, okay, black, white, Hispanic, is not breaking into people's houses, utilizing their chimney and putting presents in there. That's not happening. It's not real, but, but again, the focus right now is more how a child starts learning what money is, how it's accumulated, how to utilize it. And they need to start doing it as soon as they can start talking. Like, you need to buy them. I'm telling you, you need to buy your kid a ATM machine. I don't know if y'all ain't seen them, but they got them now. And it comes with a little card and everything. And you make their little 1-year-old butts work. 2-year, I don't care. As soon as they learn, hey, pick that up, you get a quarter, every time you listen all day or whatever. And then you give them their little debit card, and they got to stick their little debit card in there, and they got to put the number in there. And they're the ones that have to do it. Heck, get them that, If you want to give your kid a toy, give them something that they can learn from. Yeah, I don't know if y'all seen that comedian. I don't remember his name, but he said, and I'm really going to mess this up. He did a good job. He said, growing up, boys got lightsabers, football, baseball gloves, a basketball, and it was all about being a man and being tough. And we got fake pew-pews. He goes, there was no game to teach you how to be a good husband. He says, so the women, they started off with they got a start. They kind of cheated because when they're young, they get brooms, mops, kitchens, babies. They learn how to take care of babies. And so they get married to a man, they're running a man up and down the wall. The man don't know what to do. He thinks he thinks it's still a football game. He's like, no, Bubba, you can't tackle her. She's part of the team, bro. I don't know if y'all seen that, what I'm talking about, but it was hilarious the way I still can't clean. Girls got Barbies and babies. Yeah. So they were taught from a young age how to be a wife, and guys were taught how to stay stupid. That's pretty much what the guy was saying, but yeah, at a young age, your kids, both male and female, that you want to get them a toy, get them one of those ATM machines, man. Like, let them learn how to start doing that and make that fun. Shoot. That way, when they're older, when they start getting older, they already understand all that stuff, and they ain't calling you and begging you. And like they say, man, if you didn't raise your kid to the best of your ability, you'll be raising the grandkids, And I know some people that were well off, when I was in school, like their family was well off, and their kids still made some choices that weren't the best, and they're taking care of their grandkids. You know, so don't put that on yourself if you happen to have a child that's in their 20s or 30s, and you know, you're still kind of raising them. You know, don't put all that on you. There's other factors that lead people to make choices, but you do have a better chance, though, if you raise them as best as you can, that you don't have to raise their grand. I mean, you don't have to raise their kids, right?
I have a sad story.
Nah, we don't want sad. We want funny.
You want funny? Okay.
We don't want funny. We don't need, listen, the funny stories should override the sad. If anyone's life has stories that the sad overruns the funny, we need some counseling sessions. Something is wrong.
Well,
Something is wrong.
No matter how hard we taught them, it didn't work. It just didn't work.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Okay, that's what I'm saying. That I know people. Listen, I know people who work for the first Bush administration, not George Bush, Jr., Senior. I knew people that worked for him, and I hung out with their kids. Bubba, they're well off. There is no reason. They had every opportunity to be great. I'm telling you, okay? And this very specific person who my brothers both know who I'm talking about, you know, just happened to take their own route and stay that route. Listen, you may come off the path of how your family is trying to teach you right, but at some point you have to come back on the path, because honestly, nobody really cares about your past unless it's political. For political reasons, people will care about your past, but deep down, I've met all types of people, and if you were the worst person in the world and you're a mechanic, nobody really cares. They just want to know if you can fix their car. They don't care. They just want to like, hey, can you fix the car or not? Yeah, and they'll pay you. They don't give a crap. But if that person tried to go run for mayor, now all of a sudden everybody cares, right?
It's
now
like,
everybody. So political
I'm the best
reasons.
seamstress in the world, but you can't. I mean, I'm a very accomplished seamstress, but it doesn't matter what everything happened. But I'm an accomplished seamstress, so you know. But I just wanted to say that it just didn't matter how hard we tried, and we did. It just didn't make a difference for all three of them. So, but we still love them. So they chose their path, and I'm not responsible for their path that they chose.
Yeah, no, the only thing you're responsible for is the things that you can sit down with the father and y'all can be honest. Hey, yeah, we should have done this better. Because those things are there. There are things that you could.
There is, yeah.
Right. So those are called contributing factors. Okay. And so what you don't do is you don't beat yourself up because you contributed to them living the life that they did, because overall they still have a choice. So contributing factors may have helped them go that route. But one thing the Bible proves is everyone does have a choice. Again, let's say if they had 5 bad qualities about them, and let's say one of them is your fault. Well, what about the other 4?
Exactly.
So one of them may be your fault. Fine. And as quick as you can, you got to fess up to that. You know, you tell them now that they're grown. Say, I want to tell you, I've looked at all your choices and I can 100% say that one thing right there, that is probably my fault. And I apologize for that. 100%. Well, what about the other one? Say, well, okay, if you want to say that one thing was a contributing factor and it led to you doing these others, fine. I'll take the fault, but you always have to ask them, but did you have a choice in it at all? And that's just what it is. Most people don't want to admit that they're at fault about nothing. They want to blame everything on everybody else, and it's not healthy. It's not healthy.
Yes,
so
exactly.
Yeah,
and so we did, I know that we could have done better in certain areas, but we did try our best, and we did raise them in the love and admonition of the Lord. We did try to teach them financial things, even though we didn't ourselves weren't taught that, but we tried to make a difference. And like I said, I don't beat myself up because they knew they were taught, and they chose their paths. And I just want to say that I needed to hear these funny stories. So anyway, I just wanted to say that, and I'm going to drop down now because my boss is here and I don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah, let's not get fired. Let's not get fired on Descaled.
Bye, y'all. Love y'all.
Absolutely. So I'll tell you, there was a show, and I want to say it might have been Boston PD. Somebody see if they can find the show. So there is a lady, and it's a reality TV show. So this is not a fake show. So I'm not using the proper verbiage, but this lady's a real cop, and I want to say it's in Boston. That's for some reason I have that in my head. And she has, I don't know if it's a twin sister or not, but it is a sister. She became a cop. Her sister became a addict. So and so the camera follows the cop around, and the cop has to deal with putting her own sister in jail because she finds herself on the wrong side of the law very consistently. But it's a perfect example of what it is we're talking about, because these two girls lived in the same house. They both had the same opportunity. And why didn't both of them end up addicts? Why didn't both of them end up police officers? Right. So obviously you kind of hear their story, and there are some contributing factors that led each one of them to the direction they went. But I would like it if somebody could find that
live show, because I do remember it used to be a live cop show.
It's live. It should have been live. Yeah. I want to say
talking about, it's not called Boston PD, but
yeah. I want to say it was in Boston. I don't know. Let me see if I can find it. But it's a perfect example of how your own choices lead you to where you go. And again, like I said, there's always contributing factors, but at the end of the day, you have a choice, right? Environment has a huge impact. Environment does, but again, that's what's called contributing factors. There are things that contribute to people making choices. But what I'm pointing out is these two girls lived in the same house. Do you understand? So if the environment played such a huge impact, then that means both of them should have either been an officer or both of them should have been addicts. How do these two girls live in the same environment and yet they make two different complete choices? Right. So, again, parents raised them a certain way. They still made their own choice. Again, perfect example that where it's a lie that the environment that you're in is going to make you a certain way. It is a lie. It is not true. It could help you go that direction, but it is not true. You still have a choice. Yeah, but it says one. What do you say, misunderstood? One was more heavily influenced than the other. But again, that still doesn't even matter, because they both, based on your environment, is what's going to make who you are. If that was 100% true, both of them would have came out the exact same way, and they didn't. They came out completely different. So your environment is not forcing a certain life on you. Yeah, but again, that's friends. We're talking about family, okay? So you're talking about outside of the house, she allowed people to influence her. Again, that just proves it's her choice. Still her choice, because they both lived in the same neighborhood, but the other one chose not to hang out with stupid people. You understand? So one chose.
My brother-in-law, he owns a multi-million-dollar business. Came from nothing. Him and his brother went two different paths. His little brother went to crime, went to drugs, and he went to prison, and he ended up overdosing.
Did he ever? Let me ask you. Did he ever come out of that?
Nope, he unalived himself. He overdosed and unalived himself.
Okay.
My brother-in-law, totally different dude. He was like, I'm getting out of this, and he started off rough, but he was like, nah, I got to make something of myself. Made a choice, made hard decisions.
Made a choice.
He left Florida, left an environment, started from scratch. And he built a multi-million-dollar business, beautiful home, my sister's house is way nicer than my house. I promise you that. I promise you that.
What does he? Hey, what does he do for a living, or what?
He started a business called Tires Express, and he basically does mobile tire services. Now he owns a fleet of like 6 trucks. Each truck is worth like $100K easy.
Yeah,
and
yeah. So he brings the tire service to you.
Yeah, so if you're at work or whatever, like instead of you having to like take time off to go get your tires done, he comes to you. He does the tire service, whatever parking lot you're at, and handles his business.
Yeah,
bro. Now he took a contract with the airline. So like the car rental place, instead of having to take the cars to different shops to get the cars tires replaced, he comes to Ace or Hertz. And he got a contract with them, and it's easier for them because the cars have no liability of leaving the parking lot ever. They're just right there, and he takes care of business. He changes like 500-600 tires a day, bro.
God dang, 500 or 600 tires
a day, yeah, per day, yeah.
Man,
so
yeah.
I wanted to say this real quick, Trot.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
If you're still going, you can go ahead, Drake.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, like, when it comes to siblings being raised in the same household, would it be safe for me to say, because, like, my brother and myself, we live in 2 different worlds, but we both was raised side by side. You saw me, you saw him. So is it safe to say, like, it's because of how their emotions was when they was a kid? Like, if we both got in trouble, I'm just like, okay, I got a whooping, and so what? But he done took that whooping to heart. He mad at that whooping for 4-5 days. You know what I'm saying? So he hold on to things that happen. Meanwhile, I'm over here like, hey, this ain't my first whooping, and it ain't gonna be my last whooping, so it's whatever. But he's still mad at mom's, like, you whooped me, you know. So and then that continues, like that personality continues throughout life. So that's what I think happened, at least in my family. Because right now I have a sibling that don't even speak to my mother at all. But growing up, we trying to figure out why. Like we was treated the same. So what are you truly mad about? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
so
again,
I think it's an emotional thing.
Yeah, well, no, it is an emotional thing. That's why you need to harness your emotions, right? That's why you need to teach your kids how to harness their emotions. So no one taught him that. So he thought his emotions were facts. You understand?
100%. And of course I wouldn't. I could say, I used to say that all the time. Like my favorite line used to be like, bro, why you always cry? You know what I'm saying? Like that's all you do. You just cry.
Yeah, but see the reason though. But the reason that you were able to do that is because you caught on that our body can lie to us. You caught on to it. You may not have known how to teach it. You may not have known that, but you knew you don't have to cry. Why are you crying? Because you are living in the same house with them. So you should be crying with them, right? Yeah. Okay. But I'm saying you caught on to that much and you're like, so you learn in some way, form or fashion that you don't have to hold a grudge. You don't have to hate. Your brother started teaching himself to hate at a young age. And hate leads to bitterness.
100%. Yeah. 100%.
Leads to resentment.
Start Star Wars in that bad boy. Bitterness leads to resentment. They get all that from the Bible anyway. Anyway, what, Dre?
Yeah, I'll give you an example. Like, I know there's a spiritual truth to it, but just on a basic level, when you look at Moses, it says that when the people annoyed him and he got upset with the people, he didn't do what God said and he struck the rock. He made a permanent mistake in a temporary desert. In a temporary moment of anxiety or a temporary moment of pressure, he made the wrong choice when God had already given him the answer. Then he says, you will not enter into the promised land. Granted, we know why and all this other stuff, but I'm just saying, like, in that moment, if you just look at it in the shot of the scripture, like the basic understanding, you're like, yo, you made a mistake. God told you to do this, and because people pressured you, because you felt the pressure and the cries of people, you took an emotional action that now restricted you from ever entering into the promised land because you allowed your emotions to take over your truth, and you didn't know how to restrain your emotions, and that became your truth. your perception became your truth and you made a terrible mistake. And it happens. If you hang out TikTok long enough, I have good friends on here that I love to death, but these guys and these girls are emotional. They have not learned how to just shut up and not just say whatever first thing comes to your mouth. They haven't learned. So
yeah, but perfect example is TikTok, guys. Perfect example. Okay, everybody that we know. Okay, and I'm talking about all the TikTokers. All right, we're all on the same platform, but you have people that go into these lives, lose their minds, act crazy, and then you have people that don't. But yet both in the same environment. Both in the same environment. Why do some people argue and how come others don't? It's just a maturity thing, bro. You'll get to a point where you literally fully understand that it's not worth it, and you have to start using discernment, not your flesh. You have to start using your spirit. You have to stay soberly minded. Okay? Don't get in the flesh. So anytime you go into one of these lives and they just want to argue about these topics, you are saying, every time you go in that live, you are saying, I trust my flesh. I trust my flesh, bro. You can't trust your flesh because it's going to do what it wants to do. And you think, no, I will obey it. I will hold it. I will put a hook in its nose and catch it and pull it out of the sea. Nah, bro. When you trust the flesh, you enter the sea. You understand? When you trust the flesh, you enter the sea. How can you catch Leviathan if you're swimming next to him? Not going to happen. He's got you again. As soon as you trusted your flesh, he's already got you. And a lot of these people that talk about Trinity, oneness, once saved, always saved, that's all they talk about. They don't realize they back in that sea swimming. It's just a matter of time. You're going to run into someone that's going to make you upset or vice versa. Here on this live, all the crazies come in, okay? But they have to come out of the sea. They got to come to the shore, and they can't breathe. So they freak out, lose their mind. So I got to push them. I got to push them back in the sea so they can at least breathe again. Right? So they don't make it out of the sea very long. You got to understand, though, I'm not catching them. They're just coming out, wanting to argue. Walk, 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 walk. They just come out of there wanting to fight. And it's like, bro, you can't even breathe out here. Get back in that sea until you get caught. You need to get caught. Let that net, that love of God catch you, and they ain't let it caught. Now, there's some that have received Christ, but truly they have not renewed their mind. They want to fight about everything. That's why Paul said when he was talking to that one church, he says, are you not still carnal? For there's envy and strife among you. Are you not still carnal? Saved, nonetheless, but you're still carnal, right? And so now, this conversation started, right, because we're talking about teaching your kids about money. But if you notice that small thing, right, talking about teaching kids and making sure that they understand, like, how to be an adult before they become an adult, how to harness their emotions, like Jay White was bringing up. She noticed that her brother was always crying, always mad, and literally taught himself how to hate, right, how to hold how to make people feel guilty, how to hold grudges. You did this to me. That all comes from the flesh as soon as we're born. And it's up to us. We have to start changing that. And if we don't start changing it, then it's just going to get the best of us. But at a young age, we're all supposed to start learning how to be an adult as soon as possible. I'm not saying don't take your kids to Six Flags. I'm not saying any of those things. But I'm saying the 90% of their time, they need to prepare for adulthood. You really think 18 years is a long time? Let's say you're one of those fools that believe that 18 years, they got plenty of time to learn how to be an adult. You are setting your kids up for failure. What do you mean they have plenty of time? How many times have you said to yourself, man, time flies by? Huh? Has anybody said that? Anybody? Okay, so which one is it? Do they have plenty of time? Fun. Okay, but again, though, so which one is it? Which one is it? Is it they have plenty of time or time flies by? Which one is it? You can't have both.
Time flies by, but okay. Catch up.
Actually, life is probably the shortest thing you ever do.
It is
because eternity is forever.
Yeah, the time they don't have time. They don't. You play these games. Oh, let them have their childhood. What is that? They had it from age 1 to 5. They had it. School just started. Guess what? It's crunch time. We got 12 years to get this right. And let me tell you, let me tell you this, and I'm going to be honest. If your kid cannot pass 3rd grade at age 5, you failed. You failed. I would have said 5th grade, but there are some questions in history and stuff, and I went through there myself to see. You ever seen that show? Are you smarter than a 5th grader?
A 5th grader, yeah.
I've tested some of those questions. I was like, oh, shoot, I don't know the answer to that. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I was like, I know I used to know it, but so that would be actually really hard to say if they can't finish 5th grade. But I will say 3rd. If your 5-year-old that just started pre-K, or is it 4-year-old pre-K, if that pre-Ker cannot go into 3rd grade and graduate 3rd grade, you failed. You failed. You don't keep your kid relevant just to the grade that they're in. You are failing. Yeah, you're straight failing. Okay, it's not okay to be mediocre. It's not. Okay, now if your kid has a some sort of like learning disability, okay, guys, okay, then obviously there's nothing you can do. Okay, but if I had a kid and it was, mentally ill, I was about to say the word, but
know where you're going with that. We got it, bro.
all right. But if I had a kid that was tardy, okay, tardy, you get what I'm saying? Tardy for school. If my kid was tardy, he'd be the best tardy student around. Everybody will want to be around my kid. I put his butt in the Olympics. He'd be in the tardy Olympics. You hear me? So you can make things happen for your kid if they have mental issues. Now, there's many levels of that. And there's some where like kids are at vegetable states and things of that nature. And, then there's nothing we can really do with that. I don't know much about vegetable state kids. I don't know anything about that. I'm sure somebody in here might, or they might know somebody. But I'm saying if you have a prudent kid, meaning your kid can learn and your kid can do work and speak and walk straight, okay, they're prudent. If your kid is prudent, then I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. It is not okay to wait for your kid to go to kindergarten and they come home from homework and you have to help them with their homework. How in the world do they not already know that? And then your kid gets to 1st grade and they come home with homework and you have to help them with their homework. How in the heck do they not know how to do 1st grade work already? They should have learned that the first 5 years with your goofy butt. It's not okay. It's not okay. Listen, if you failed with your kids, then guess what? You get a second chance with your grandkids, okay? Instead of trying to make your kids smile with gummy bears and stupid movies all day, why don't you sit down with them and make them learn how to spell? Make them learn how to write their name. Not just their name, your name, all the letters, how to pronunciate. You don't let kids raise themselves with their tabbies. Now, I've seen some tabbies where they, they take a pen and it has all those games in there. Teach them how to draw. There. Give your tabby that then. If you can't do it, then give your tabby that. What do you say? All scriptures? Yeah, definitely. Bible needs to be huge. Bible needs to be huge in their life. When they start kindergarten, they should be able to go to 3rd grade, take the test, and graduate 3rd grade. That's where your kid should be at age 5. Period. Okay. If not, I'm telling you, you are focused on, and let me tell you, parents like it when they have a smart kid. They like it because they can be lazy. That's not good. That's not good. It's like my kid has straight A's. And you just happen to have a kid that freaking every time they hear something one time and they remember, and you making everyone believe that it's because you taught them. No, it ain't because you taught them. You just got a smart kid. But what I'm saying is, as smart as they are, right? When they're in first, second grade, they should be passing fifth grade. You know why? Because they're really smart and you're supposed to help them get there. That your kid should always be 1 or 2 grades ahead until they get to 10th grade. Once your kid gets to about 10th grade, that's where parents kind of start forgetting 11th and 12th grade stuff unless they, became a teacher or something like that. But most parents, when it comes around algebra, they're like, oh, I don't remember. But that's why you get someone to help them. You understand? They don't have to, all their time doesn't have to be towards a sport. You can get them a tutor. You can put someone in their life. It doesn't matter if you got to pay for it or not to help them understand what they need to understand. Now, again, we started the conversation off with money, but it's always going to turn into other things. Just like when Dre was talking about Levi, he wanted to, he wanted to bum $9 from dad or whatever. And, I'm sure Dre's given before. All right. But bro, at some point you got to be like, hey buddy, not today. What, man? Then I don't even want my $1. Okay. Well, I just made $1. Okay. I'll take it. But he's that it's going to have to start at some point. It has to start. And I'm telling you, the younger, the better. They better hurry up and start learning how to harness their emotions right now. You don't want them trying to learn how to harness emotions when they're married. How's that make any sense? That doesn't make any sense. They're going to learn how to harness their emotions when they get married. They got plenty of time. They should already know how to do that, man. They should already know how to do that. I'm not really sure what that was. Let's see. Which one are you today? All right, let's try. See what happens.
You gotta tell them no just for fun.
Yeah, well,
reaction.
Yeah, sometimes you do gotta tell them no just for fun. Say, nah, we ain't getting that. What? Like what? Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen today. All right, we got time for one more. Anybody else got a funny story regarding your kid and money or finances? Anybody? I need you to think way back, because today's a Grit Mastery family. It's an hour. It's 1 hour long. We got about 10 minutes, 5 minutes.
I'll tell you this, until somebody comes up with a different story. Junior called me the other day. For those of you that don't know, my son, he plays college ball in Purdue University. And he called me and he's like, Dad, guess what? I said, what? He said, man, they put me in college trigonometry and calculus. He said, I'm cooked. I'm not going to be eligible.
He said, I'm cooked. So you better get a tutor.
I said, yes, you are, son, because I don't know nothing about trigonometry. I went to school for law. I don't do numbers. I do words.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. He just got to get a tutor. That's it. He'll be fine.
But I think he's trying to major. He's going to probably end up over there at the Grit Mastery range, because I think he's going to try to go for a minor in he's going for a minor in forensic science and a major in criminal justice. I said that'll be a good combination to do what you want to do.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But
man, he needs to. He really
trigonometry. We both could, because I don't know nothing about it.
Well, hey, you don't have to. You can find him someone, or he can find someone.
Brother. I'm about to say I don't find nothing for this boy. He a grown man, bro.
No, I don't mean you. I don't mean it has to be you. I'm saying him. Somebody can be found. Yeah, somebody can be found, man. Say, hey, bro, get on the phone.
He knows who to cry to. He cries to my wife. He just called her, cried to her about his schedule and this and that. He's been crying. He sends me messages, all the good stuff. Like Coach just said, I was cooking and this and that. And then he cries to her about all the bad stuff. I'm like, that's how I like it. Don't cry to me about no nonsense. You know I ain't gonna hear it.
Yeah, he gonna go to mama.
Yeah, I'm falling apart like a $2 suitcase.
Yeah, you don't even know. The threads are no longer holding. Yeah, my suitcase can't even hold a sheet of paper.
I will say though, he he got. I don't know if I told you, but he actually met a young lady, and I think they're pretty serious. You know, he brought her by. We met her. I met her family. She's
Oh
Messianic
my
Jew as
God.
well. Another
Oh
Messianic Jew.
my God.
I said,
Yeah.
beautiful. I
Yeah.
said, this is
But
gorgeous.
if you don't get that calculus going, she gonna Messianic Jew his butt out the door.
Exactly. Exactly. But you should have seen him though. You should have seen him. He was acting like he knew stuff. She was like, yeah, I need an oil change. And apparently he was like, oh, I know how to do oil changes. And then he came home to me like, hey, Dad, can you remind me how to do it? I was
He's like,
you
Dad.
sitting here talking.
He ain't good. It ain't no Google dad.com. Hey, Pops.
Chat GP Dad.
Yeah, GPTdad.com.
Yep.
Real quick.
I was like, I got you, bro. It's no problem. I got you. So I just remind, it's one of those things that I guess he didn't remember, but he did good. He made sure he checked. I was watching him with the young lady, making sure he checked all the fluids and make sure he did the right thing before traveling. I don't explain this stuff to him a million times as a kid. He actually knows how to change a tire, guys. Most kids, it's pretty sad that your sons don't know how to change a tire. They call it AAA. It's disgusting.
That's crazy. My wife changed her tire on the side of the road by herself. Hey, one day we got in a flat in her vehicle, and she's like, "Oh God, I think we got a flat." I said, "Pull over." Bubba, I got my phone. I was like, "Pull over." I was like, "What are we gonna do?" She's like, "Well, you gonna go out and check?" I said, "Oh no, absolutely not. I told you that if we don't get new tires on this vehicle by this date, if you get a flat, you're changing it by yourself." Do you remember? I wasn't playing. I said, if we don't get new tires for this vehicle on this date right here, and you get a flat tire, you're going to fix it by yourself. And she's like, oh, it won't. We can push it, we can push it. I said, I'm telling you right now, we need to get tires at this date or before. Well, anyway, we're a couple of months after that date. We get a flat. And I said, I'm a man of my word. I said, till death do us part. I'm a man of my word. And I said, you going to change that flat. So I'm going to sit right here and play on TikTok. She's like, oh, you don't think I can do it? I said, no, I know you can. So get to it. She gets out there, bro. Now, I want to say she probably took 10 minutes longer than she should have, honestly. But she got it.
About the barn story, bro. The barn story you told me last time I was at your house. How
me and I had a flat tire before a try. It took like 3 girls to change that tire. It took us like 4 hours, and it took 3 of us to change that tire.
God.
4 hours.
Oh my God! It took us like we couldn't get the lugs off. We couldn't get the tire off. First of all, that's the main problem. But we used every strength that the good Lord gave us, and oh my God! Once the first lug got loose, it was like a prayer. Okay, it took us forever.
God.
It took us forever.
You were going the wrong way.
Y'all were tightening that bad boy.
Well, in all fairness,
I don't know what we was doing, but I know one thing for sure, 2 things for certain. I would never change another tire again. I don't care if I had to sit there and wait 2 hours for a tow truck. It took us so long to do that. It was like 4 of us, 4 women. It was ridiculous. I would never do that again.
I need you to give the story of the barn though, bro. That was so funny to me.
Yeah, but but which part? Which part? Because I got different.
The part that you put a reminder in your phone.
Oh yeah.
For the next year.
About you talking about all the stuff in there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me see. I'm gonna go over right now. Benjamin, what's up, Benjamin? What's on your mind, man? Benjamin. You up here? Do you even know you're up here?
Brother, how are you doing?
I'm doing amazing. What's going on, man? What's on your mind?
Right now, nothing in my mind, but I will let you know when something in my mind. I will tell you.
Oh, you'll let me know?
Yes, I will.
Okay. Hey, Benjamin, you sound pretty young, man. How old are you?
19 years old.
How old?
19.
19. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So what Dre's talking about is, we bought this property from Mackenzie's grandfather. We could have, okay, Saba, you know him. Okay, cool. We could have bought, there was a bunch of houses for sale. So we were looking, we couldn't buy any house that we wanted, but bro, we had options. We could buy any house pretty much. And she basically was like, because her papa's the one, he was like, because he doesn't live here. He lives somewhere else. And he's like, why don't y'all just buy my property anyway? She's like, I made up my mind. I want to buy the property. I was like, are you sure? I don't care. I don't care. I could build a tree house. Trust me, the pecan tree that's in my back, I guarantee you I can build a 500 square foot house inside that tree house. I'll live in there. I'll be fine. I'm no big deal. So you want to live right here? We'll live right here. Don't matter to me. So day one, I'm talking day one, we signed those papers. The house becomes ours. I said, hey, you see that barn over there? I said, what are you going to do with the stuff inside of it? She's like, what do you mean? I said, what do you mean? What do I mean? I said, there's a bunch of stuff in there because it's Howard stuff. What do you think we're going to do? Tell them take all of it or we're going to throw it away? That ain't how that's going to go down. And she's like, oh, I see what you're saying. I said, all right. I said, but I'm telling you right now, I ain't touching it. And now you got to understand this is day one, but it ain't hit her yet. I've already thought this through. It ain't hit her yet. So about 3 months go by. She realizes she can't walk around in there because Pawpaw stuff's in there a bunch. And she's like, hey, I was thinking, maybe we can do something. I said, oh, no. I said, oh, no. I ain't touching nothing in there. You don't remember the day we signed it? I had to go over that. Oh, yeah, I remember. I said, I'm sitting there telling you right now, I ain't touching nothing in there. It's not going to happen. So I already set on my phone the date that I was going to bring it up to her again. I'm gonna keep reminding her that I ain't touching nothing in that barn. It's not going to happen. So you're not going to be able to say you forgot or you didn't know we had this conversation. No, because I'm going to put a reminder on my phone, and I put it on there. The first year it was twice. I did it 6 months, and I did it 6 months again. So the first year I told her 2 times. But that second year I put that date. It's the date that we signed for the house. And that sucker went off again that next year. So here comes the third time. And I said, hey, all that stuff's in that barn right there. I ain't touching nothing in it. I'm not going to touch any of it. And she's like, oh, yeah, no, okay. I said, so get Papa up here and figure it out because I ain't going to touch nothing. And so the next year came and I did it again. I said, hey, just letting you know, I ain't touching nothing in that barn. It's not going to happen. And she was already starting, she was already like, oh, well, I mean, we got to do so. Oh, no, absolutely not. I ain't touching nothing in there. It's not going to happen. And so going on that third and a half, like getting close to 3.5 years, I brought it up to her one more time. And I said, hey, I've been telling you that I wasn't going to touch nothing in that house. And she's tried to bring it up before, like a few times. And I said, I'm sitting there telling you, I ain't touched. So one day, I have been telling her over and over, just like a broken record. And then one day she's like, well, we got to do something about the stuff in that barn. I didn't say nothing to her. So she calls some metal guys, like guys that pick up metal and pick stuff up. She called them out here and was like, hey, I need y'all to come get this stuff. And the whole time I'm laughing. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm loving this. I'll see how this is going to turn out. And those guys come, Bubba, they load up their trailer again and again. And I'm just like, oh, man. And so one day, Pawpaw looking for something. And he's like, hey, where'd all my stuff go? And I said, you ask her right there. You ask her right there. I said, I got proof that I've been telling her I ain't touching nothing in that sucker. And it ain't just a bar. Dre, I didn't tell you the storage unit.
You burnt that thing to the ground.
Yes.
With his golf clubs in there. Did
you
get mad about the golf clubs?
Well, you know what's weird? That's the only thing he asked for.
Yeah, I know. And you burnt it.
Yeah, they got burnt. Hey, but I'm being honest. Me and Mackenzie both did not see him in there. They were in there. They had to have been on top somehow, bro. The thing's not that big, bro. It's like it was a 10 by 15. Bro, it's not that big. You standing in there by yourself, you can almost touch the walls. I mean, it's not a big. And I'm like, I didn't see those things in there, but he wasn't lying.
In there, though. It was packed.
It was packed, but yeah. He wasn't lying because when I went to ground zero, Bubba, all the heads of the driver.
I was there. I see them.
They were right there.
I said, well, there's a 9-iron.
Yeah. There's a pitcher wedge. There's a pitcher wedge right over there. I was like, oh, man, bro. And the guy, because it was a little damaged, the guy that comes and drops off wood, he's like, oh, bro, man, I can fix this up. And I was like, go get your trailer. I said, if you don't get this today, it's going down today. Oh man, give me a couple. I said, bro, no, I'm not being disrespectful. I said, I want to give this to you for free. You ain't got to pay me nothing, but that sucker's got to be gone today. Can you do that? Man, I'm not going to be. I said, Bubba, it's going. I said, matter of fact, I will make a small video and send it to you. It's going to go up in flames. So, but yeah, so needless to say, we had, let me see what we got. Oh, we didn't get nothing. We still need 20 freaking jalapenos or chili peppers or whatever. We'll still need 20 to get this goal. I don't know if that's going to.
9.
Nah, we still need. Well, it might be. I'm just kind of being dramatic on purpose. Yeah, we need, I don't know, 16. Yeah, no, we need 16 or 15 in order to get and it's the chili, so I didn't think it'd be a big deal to do the chili.
People still don't know that you got to hit the circle up top to get it, not just send a chili.
Oh yeah, you can't just send a chili. You got to actually touch the purple thing. And when I say purple,
if you don't hear the ching, you didn't do it.
You didn't do it. Yeah, if you don't hear that ching. Yeah. So we got 21. We still need 10 or 11, something like that. But today I got to clean my grill today, man. It's been, I don't know, maybe 2 months, maybe. The last time
Live is over. God bless everybody.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, we're done. Bill, what's up, man? You just wake up or what?
I've been running around doing some errands. I was on live earlier, but I didn't see you guys on, so
Sounds like somebody's got a pillow over your head.
What's happening? What is that?
That's so funny.
He's in Iraq somewhere.
Is that the old man? That sounds like the old man. That's unalive.
Yeah.
What's happening?
Yeah, it is the old man talking. It's the old man talking.
We need the new man to talk.
What you need? What you need? You're done? That's it. I'm late again.
Yeah. No, hey, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding.
Bill.
I was supposed to get off at 1:30. It's 1:40.
It's 2:40 over here.
Well, okay.
Okay. All right. Who's opening up alive? Am I gonna? I'll probably be home in half an hour. So.
He said, "Who's opening up alive?"
I'm opening up alive today. I feel Puerto Rican.
Oh my God! He said
today, Bill. You might want to.
Yeah.
I don't
know. What does that say? All right, guys. Has anybody got anything? Because we're wrapping it up. We're hopping off. No. Nobody has nothing.
Well, look for the Don't Poke the Bear live coming on.
Yeah. Benjamin, you're going to have to come another time to talk about your testimony because we got to go. You wanted to wait till we leave to talk about your testimony? How long, Benjamin, how long you been saved, man?
It's about 2 years ago, brother.
2 years? Okay. You've been making disciples since you've been saved?
Yes.
Okay, good. I want to hear about that. Okay. I don't want to hear about your horror story. So if you used to get high on drugs when you were younger, I don't want to hear about that. That's not a testimony. I want to hear about you making disciples. You understand?
Okay, brother. So when you're going live again?
We go live every day, and I don't know. Make sure that you turn on your notifications on. Did you follow me already?
Yes.
Okay. Did you follow everybody on the panel?
Yes, I know Sister Sabah, so she will send me the invitation.
No. Did you hear? No, listen. Did you follow everybody on the panel right here?
Not right now.
Okay. Well, you need to. Okay. And guys on the panel, follow him back. That way, they can send you directly, and I'm sure Saba will too. But you need more than one person sending you a invitation. Okay. That way, you make sure you get it.
Okay, brother.
All right.
So
Dustin said I go live between 9 and 3 p.m. He ain't lied, Bubba. Hey, I got the range, I got firewood, I got the pool, I got the house, bro. I got so much going on. I want to say everything will be done by December. So starting January, by then the house should be done. The majority of the pool, I'm hoping, should be done, and other things shall be done. But I don't know, maybe.
Now, my barn, the past 2 weeks, I ordered one of them 20-yard roll-offs. That joker left full. You hear me? Full of junk. Out of there. Get out of here. I'm throwing everything away.
Hey, did you call your friend about the deck?
Yeah, I'm supposed to be speaking to him today.
I want to see pictures. I want to see pictures. I need to get Leo to see. So just so y'all know, I called Leo that he does nothing but construction. And I said, hey, I'm trying to get a bid for you making the deck out here. Let me know. So I'm hoping the next few days he's either going to let me know if he can come or he can't. If he can, how much it's going to be. And I'm needing someone that I can trust, that I know is going to do the job well, and not mess it up. So we need to get a deck built ASAP around the pool. That way, hopefully.
Guess what I got coming in today?
A pew.
Nah.
What?
It wouldn't be coming to my house. I'd be going to jail.
Well, I mean, the lower, I don't know. What?
I got a Sefer Torah scroll coming to my house today. I cannot wait.
How is it? The full length?
You gonna do a live? You gonna video?
The full length? The full length?
A full Sefer Torah.
A real handwritten one.
Yeah, Sefer means handwritten. Yeah,
Yeah. No, I know. That's why I'm saying in English, bro.
It's about 24 inches, almost 2 feet. I want to say between 20 and 24 inches, like big, like tall. And then the full Torah Sefer is a complete Sefer Torah.
Dang, bro! Those things
in
take.
The mail with your Eucharist.
Eucharist,
oh man!
For the law. You trying to get me going? You trying to get me going on the?
Hey, it's gonna come in the mail. It's gonna come in the mail with Jesus' foreskin box on his head.
Oh my gosh! I have a Teflon already. I don't need one of those.
Yeah. When is it supposed to get there? I'll make sure to intercept it.
It's supposed to be here today. I just checked.
That's cool. Bro, those things,
bro.
Those things take approximately a year to handwrite.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work, bro.
Yeah,
that's a lot of.
Hopefully, it's the way I expected. It's supposed to be on actual like parchment leather. Like it's supposed to be
papaya paper, papaya leaves. Like Bill said.
According to Bill, right? That's the Puerto Rican version. That one only has 3 words.
It's got 3 words on it. Yeah, I owe you. This guy. All right. Oh, hey, and Mick wants to know when's the next D-Scale Texas. He says he's going to try to come because he wants to ask some very specific revelation questions. And I told him, I'll tell you what. I said, you ever come in person? We'll talk about it. And he's like, don't say that. I'll come. I said, if you come, we'll talk about it in person. I said, but that's a lot of minutia there. But we'll talk about it. I got no problem talking about it. Blessings, waiting for your next
November.
live.
Maybe November.
Are we looking at
Florida?
Man.
Florida don't have the Spirit of God in it.
God.
The Spirit of God is all over Florida.
Ya tú ves cómo es.
Hey, Mick said I'll be there tomorrow. Nah, Mick, you got to come when everybody comes, bro. You got to come when everybody comes, okay? I tell you what, you come when everybody comes, then you can come by yourself another day. But your first event's going to be a D-scaled event, bro. Okay? Stop trying to run from the D-scaled event. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, bro. He's like, no, man, I just want to go by myself. Well, you will on another day.
Maybe early December, like the first week of December might work since you'll be doing all your housework and all that stuff. I think it'll be nice.
Yeah, so end of November, beginning December, just so you know, Mick, right now that looks like a good time, and we'll make sure that it is. I mean, it's months away, but we can say when's Thanksgiving?
The 4th Thursday of November. So
okay, yeah. So it came. Well, could it be that weekend? No.
It would have to be the first. It would have to be like the first week of December or the second week of December.
All right.
December
So be the
1st. December 1st works. It's my birthday. That'll be nice.
okay.
Definitely don't want that
So we're
spirit.
look at the
No, he's gonna make a special brisket.
all my briskets are special, bro.
He
They're
makes
all of
brisket
them
every
are.
time we all go down there. Like he always does that. That's
Yeah.
you're not special, Bill. I promise.
This guy.
Hey,
I'll tell you what. Hey, I'll tell you what. I probably need to make because I haven't eaten them. Well, I ate them a few weeks again because I had some left over, but some oxtail. I need to make that again. I might make a pork butt too. Smoke a pork butt.
4, 5, 6, 7. Let's start maybe looking to that date. We'll see if that works for everybody.
So is that the first weekend?
Yeah. Because December 1st that's Thanksgiving weekend. Like nobody's gonna be there on that weekend. It's not gonna happen.
Hey, Dre, Carla put oxtail. Tell her how the oxtail was, bro.
Oh, it was good. I thought he was Jamaican for a second. I was like, yo, this guy can really cook oxtail. It's crazy.
He said, I thought he was Jamaican.
Where's amazing? Because I don't want to hear no excuses from, brother, you never told me, brother.
Yeah. Bro. Hey, he told me that at least 2 or 3 times. He's like, no, y'all never gave me a date. I'm like, bro, we go over it all the time. All the time, bro.
Gave him 3 months advance notice. He better be able to figure it out.
I need everybody that has Amazing on TikTok. Matter of fact, he's on the Discord.
Yeah.
So
I just sent him the live. I texted it to him. Let's see if he'll
No, screw that. I want everybody to put on Discord the first weekend of December is a strong possibility of descaled Texas again. And I want everybody to see him DM on TikTok saying the same thing. I'm telling you right now, he ain't gonna have no excuse this time.
Yo, because everybody that got his number, text him.
Yep. And be like, yep, we're gonna do. Hey, matter of fact, we need to put that on Derail too. I'm not hearing it this time. I'm telling you, he knew, and he's like, no, brother, no, I did it. I'm like, bro. Nobody was confused about this one. I went over it so many times.
He was capping so bad. I got that guy on the phone. He was like, "Well, brother, you never told me it was going to be that weekend." I said, "You a lie." I said, "We talked about this for months,
over and over." I said, "Now he may have only heard about it 5 times, but we knew about it 30 times. We kept bringing it up. There ain't no running this time. He's gonna know. Got phone, TikTok." Discord? Nah, bro. And I'm like, bro, you getting that old? We got to tell you every week? Okay, we got to tell you every 3 days? All right, we'll tell you every 3 days. Don't worry about it.
I gotta plan it to see when I'm down there.
Tell him not when you phone, bro. Every day he's texting.
You ain't lying. Hey, every day. Hey, we're going to put it on repeat, bro. Every day, 8 o'clock in the morning, and it's going to say, amazing. Hey, brother, remember, first weekend of December, Texas descaled.
Every morning. I'm going to go to Miss Jeannie's live and be like, Miss Jeannie, can you put this on your green screen? Amazing descaled.
Oh, my God.
He be up there. He's true. He be up there.
Don't do that. Don't do that, though. I ain't going to lie. That's funny, though, but don't do it. But I ain't going to lie. That's actually real funny. But no, don't do that one. All right, anybody got anything else? Because we got to go. Anybody, nobody. All right. Well, then we will see y'all's in the mornings. And on Wednesdays, guys, you know how sometimes we do a two-peat of descaled on Wednesdays. I got so much to do. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to do it, but if I'm able to, I'll send out a message. So not sure because I got a lot. I got to go clean that grill. I think I've cooked on it 5 or 6 times, and really you're not supposed to cook on it more than 3, man. That grease gets caught up, starts dripping out of the pan. It's gross. So I definitely got to do that because of the thing we're having.
Have you heard of that stuff called chicken poop?
Nah, what's that?
It's like a chemical. That stuff is amazing, bro. You spray that on there, it'll all that. I mean, it's so easy. I'll send you the link. That stuff is
chicken poop.
Yeah, it's called chicken poop. That junk is crazy good. Like even on your cars, like your side by side, bro. You just spray that stuff on there. let it drip down and hit it with a hose. I'm talking about all the dirt off wheels.
I need to check it out. Good stuff. Send me a link or something.
Yep. All right.
And hey, don't forget about the deck.
I got you. Hector's coming to my house here soon.
All right, guys. We'll see y'all in the morning.